Microphone muted.
Okay, so here's a little tutorial on how to kind of do this. So first, this is all the maps. You kind of know where this is. Anyway, so you've got your map, and the first thing you need to do is copy it. So you're going to need to get a wooden axe and go to one of the corners and click it. Okay, and it'll say first position set to such and such. Now, one thing you're going to need to make sure of is that even though this is the same level as the ground is in here, there's stuff like water in here, and you need to make sure that you get that copied as well. So for a map like this, since there's like water and lava and stuff in there, I'd go a couple blocks into the ground and then click, and then you can just fill that back in later. Then you do that, you come up here, and I like building out a little bit, like right about to here, just so that it comes out the corner kind of like this, and right click that, and it's going to say second position set to that, and then you can go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of that, fill this hole in, and if you want, it doesn't really matter at all, but I like neatness. Anyway, then you go to the front of it, kind of where, just it doesn't matter what side it is at, and you go here and you click two forward slashes and copy. Okay, so when you do that, you then copy that thing, and hang on a second, let me check something real quick. Okay. So yeah, it's still recording. And okay, so you copy it, and then from the creative world or wherever it is, and you bring it into here, which is in the spawn world. I mean, if you need help getting here, just let me know. But okay, so you find it, and you're like, okay, cool. I want to put that in here. So find like a little blank piece of place to throw one, and just what I like doing is just like right here. Somewhere, just you know, make a first position, go one way to the two, and or the other way two, same size as this, and then go as far as you need to. So like right about here, right click and type command set gravel, and it'll change that to gravel thing, so you kind of get that thing going. And if you ever do something that you accidentally mess up on, just click command undo, and it'll remove it. Okay, so let's pretend that the gravel's actually coming from over here, and it's going this way, and you want it facing this direction. Okay, and you go to paste it from here, and you're like, okay, this is where I want it ending up, is in this area. And so you click command paste, and it says it's pasted, but it's not there. Well, it's going to end up behind you because it's going to be at the same rotation that it was when you copied it. Also, speaking of that, you want to make sure that you're standing on the same level that it is on. You don't want to be like up here and copying it, because then it will copy it exactly where you're positioned at, and when you go and paste it right here, it'll paste it through the ground, which you don't want that to happen. Okay, but fix this, undo. You just all you gotta do is tap this double forward slash clipboard, rotate 180 or 90 or -90, whatever you need it to do. In this case, it's 180, so you can do that. It'll say, okay, maybe I didn't type that right. What did I do? What did I do? It's slightly, hang on a second. Okay, it's just rotate, apparently. So don't worry about the clipboard, just rotate like 180, okay? And then when you do that, 180, it'll say, and then it'll say clipboard has been rotated. And then you can do paste. It'll paste it. You're like, all right, sweet. So that's been pasted. It copied the sign too, and everything should be good. Now, to add different parts to it, I'm gonna go ahead and just get that out of the way because we don't want it there. But say for like this one, you're gonna want to first you're gonna want to create like the arena name for it. In this case, this arena is called Exploration just because they called it that. But for naming wise, you're gonna want to call it the name that's going to come up in the voting thing, which they might have something different. In this case, they wanted Explore instead of Exploration. So you're going to type / Paintball Arena, and then just type in like whatever the name is. So this one would be Explore, and then you would hit enter. Okay, but I'm not going to do that because it's already active. And if you ever need to figure out which ones are already listed, you just put in list, and it'll show you all the ones that are in here. And if they're ready to play, then they'll have the screen thing. If they're not, they'll have not ready. I don't know what's up with these two. We might have to look into that later. But if they're not ready, they won't come up in the games, and they will be unplayable. You can't play them. They won't list them or anything. So, yeah. Anyway, so you do that. You have your map created. You come into... So once you have that done, what you got to do, start working on is adding the spawn points for everything. So I usually just start with blue because, I don't know, that's just what I do. So you get where you want them to spawn from first. Type in Paintball Arena Explore in this case, and then blue. And that's it. And you would push enter. It would say spawn point registered to blue team. And then, like, if you need to add more spawn points, like I just moved over one, just type the exact same thing, and it'll say spawn point number 2 added to blue team. And you do the same thing for the red team, okay? And it'll just, instead of typing blue, you'd put red. And then for the spectators, you do the exact same thing, except instead of blue, you would type spec, S-P-E-C. So say I wanted it right here. Paintball Arena Explore. Make sure you get capitalization right if there is a capitalization, and then spec if you're making spectator. And then if you need to activate or deactivate a map for any reason, just go in and I'll show you right here. So Paintball Arena Rainbow disable, and then it'll say it was successfully disabled. So if you look in here, it's going to say not ready, as you can see right there. And then just to re-enable it, you just put in enable, and then it'll say it's enabled, and you can now see that it is enabled. So that's kind of how that works. And you can kind of go ahead and do whatever you want from there. And yeah, that's kind of the gist of it, and that's how you do it. And once it's added into the game, it doesn't matter, they can't break anything. So regions only really matter if they're, like, if what I did earlier, if they're actually getting spawned in. Like, if I'm spawning them in there, like, from survival, you know, if I'm TPing them into here without playing the game, then they can mess stuff up accidentally. So guess don't do that unless you know what you're doing. So yeah, that's the basics to it. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will respond somewhere I am thinking below. So yeah, there you go. Have fun at that.